Hey there everyone, it's Dr. Sarah Andreas, and today we're starting a new series. As many of you may know, my new book, Invisible Roots, launches October 9th. So we're going to talk about different pieces of Invisible Roots as we go throughout this month. So the first thing with Invisible Roots, I think that is important, is all about stories. And if you heard the video from last week, we talked about what's the story I'm telling myself. Is it time to change it? Is it letting me be successful, or is it holding me back? And for me, Invisible Roots are the stories, the descriptions, the narratives that all run through our lives that tell a piece of us and directs us to where we're going to go next. The reason that I named the book Invisible Roots was as I was going through the process of writing it, I felt like I should write this book for women in leadership. So I felt like I should write it, and I couldn't get it done. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I know how to write a book. I understand the whole process. I know how to brainstorm out each section and what needs to be in there. And I feel like I should write it. I feel like we need more visible women leaders in the world. And then I couldn't get it written. So I did some really deep, thoughtful reflection. And what I discovered was really interesting. And as soon as I figured it out, I sat down and I wrote the book in 1 week. And here's what I discovered. There was an old story that ran through my life for a long time, from probably when I was little until I was 18, and I left a church. And I left that church because they didn't believe that women could be leaders in the church. And I thought when I left that I left that behind. And as I dug deeper into, why can't I get this book written? That became the underlying piece that I kept running up against, was the fact that even though I adamantly said, I don't believe that. I believe that women are needed in leadership and that they bring something extra special to leadership. I still couldn't write it. And then when I discovered that I still had an invisible root, something that I did not consciously believe, but unconsciously I still had that in there, I was like, oh. So really, the minute that I discovered that I still had that underlying root, I said, no, that's not how I believe. And I'm going to write this book because I believe we need leaders. And I believe personally that we need good men and women who are willing to be visible leaders. But I wrote this book especially for women because what I discover is most women don't identify with the word leader, even though they're actively leading. They might have invisible roots that are holding them back. And that's what the book's all about. It's trying to help people find their invisible roots, find the stories that are holding you back from your true potential, from what you are being called to do. Whether it's you're being called to be a community leader, a leader within your house, a leader in business, or a leader within the world. Wherever you're feeling like you should be, and whatever you think you can do to make a difference, then I want you to be inspired to step out and really take ownership of that calling and be your amazing self. All right. So next week, we'll talk a little bit more about different areas of invisible roots, and I look forward to having the conversation with you.